I used to play drums in a punk band in the 80s, and I was responsible for drawing the flyers for the gigs. And one of them I drew was a ripoff of Avengers #1, the comics cover, with the band members as various Avengers. And I drew myself as Ant-Man. And this was in 1986.
Peyton, how are you? Do you know,
Doing
the one
well.
question I always ask people in this whole universe is, what's it like to get the keys to it?
It's exciting. I mean, I love Ant-Man. Like Ant-Man to me, when we were first at Comic-Con in 2014, Kevin Feige and I used to play drums in a punk band in the 80s, and I was responsible for drawing the flyers for the gigs. And one of them I drew was a ripoff of Avengers #1, the comics cover, with the band members as various Avengers. And I drew myself as Ant-Man. And this was in 1986. So the joke had been like, oh man, you were fated to tell the story of Ant-Man. It's been incredible. We've gotten to do 3 Ant-Man movies, which is insane. And this one, is just we took it in a whole different direction. It's a really crazy, epic quantum realm adventure. But yeah, to be handed those keys and for us to kind of like carve out our own corner of the MCU, with in San Francisco with the Langs and the Pyms and the Van Dynes, and now to create the quantum realm, it's been great.
Do you ever have to contact anyone if you're like, right, I've got this idea, we're going to go down this road? Do you have to see what the rest of the movies are doing, or is it just let's full steam ahead?
Yeah, another great question, and I think the answer is that it's a combination of the two. Generally, how it works is you do what's best for your movie, and we know, our producer Stephen Broussard at Marvel, as we're working on the script, we talk about what we want to do, and there's certain things we knew we wanted to introduce Kang in this movie. But basically, the general philosophy is you do what's best for the movie, and whoever's doing the movies after you has to sort of pick up and inherit those plot points and deal with them. A big example is end of Avengers Endgame. Scott Lang has lost 5 years with his daughter. That's something, a great storytelling thing that we inherit as he now has to deal with 18-year-old Cassie in this movie.
You said there about, your previous life and all that. Was there anything when you were in, like, for the last 3 movies, looked at that suit and went, I wonder, does it fit me?
Wait, was it in the last 3 movies looking at what?
Looking at the Ant-Man suit, whatever it is, CGI or whatever, did you feel like, I wonder, does this fit me? Can I try it on?
No, because I've been around the actors enough when they're wearing the suits and complaining about wearing the suits and how hot they are, and like, they need to time out their bathroom breaks because it's a whole ordeal getting in and out. So no, I have never wanted to put on a suit.
A beautiful thing that I noticed, that I saw, was there was one scene where it was Michael, Bill, and Michelle. And I just was like, what was that like when the camera stopped? Just seeing those 3 of Hollywood greats in one scene together.
Well, it was a thrill, and kind of one of the things that's made it so fun doing these movies is, Michael Douglas has been with us since the beginning, Michelle, in the last 2, and now Bill Murray making an appearance in this one. I mean, these are all Hollywood royalty and actors I grew up watching and loving, as a film goer. So yeah, it was incredible. And, we love the idea for our story of putting these 2 alpha males, Bill Murray and Michael Douglas, up against each other in this scene and revealing certain things about Janet's past that maybe Hank didn't want to hear. That struck us all as kind of funny and maybe unexpected.
Paul Rudd, like, I could watch him any day of the week. Is he a messer on set? Because he seems to me like you kind of have to take him aside sometimes and go, right, it's business now. Well, we have to get on.
I love his vibe on set. I mean, he came in relaxed. He'd never done a movie like this. It was a whole thing. And I think there's just this curiosity he still has about, like, yeah, why not? Let's try it. There's a happy-go-lucky vibe, but we love the idea of having that energy in the movie. And obviously his role represents a very specific thing. He's a part of Janet's past in the movie. But it was fun. And again, of course, half my time is asking him questions about other movies he'd made that I grew up with. That was half the fun of it.
I met him years ago and I called him Mike by mistake, Mike from Friends. It just came out of my mouth. It was actually for the last Ant-Man movie in Paris. I went, Mike, and Paul, and he was just hilarious. He took it in a stride.
Paul
He's
is the very, again, kind of how you imagine Paul would be. He is. He really is. I mean, these are giant movies, and he's carrying these movies really on his shoulders, and you wouldn't know it because, like, he fits this role I think it is the matter of like the exact right actor for the exact right role.
Look, my time is up. Thank you very much for today. And
Yeah.
I could talk to you all day. I've all those weird questions. Things you just want to know when you're watching the movie.
I love it.
Very much.
All right,
Cheers.
nice talking to
Love the
you.
movie.